Hello and welcome to Moneylife. This is Sucheta Dalal. This week I'm talking about SEBI's decision on 12 September 2025 at its board meeting to approve significant changes to minimum public shareholding norms. What SEBI has done is to dilute the norms in a big way for very large companies. It offers a lot of good reasons for why it's doing this. Obviously, anything that goes to the board has to have a justification. So companies between 50,000 crore and 1 lakh crore valuation can list with just 8% public float or 1,000 crore, and they have 5 years to increase their float to 25%. The really mega firms, which are valued between 1 lakh crore and 5 lakh crore, can list with just 2.75% dilution as long as their offer is 6,250 crore. And they have 10 years to reach this 25% benchmark. Is it good? To my mind, it's a regressive step. You can keep justifying it. SEBI has said that, these mega companies, will have to dilute so much. Yes, they would, but they want a really high price. That is the bigger problem. They say that our market will be overwhelmed, mutual funds will not be able to absorb this, and these companies may go and list abroad. Now, this is a threat I've been listening to for 30 years or more, ever since India's economic liberalization in the 90s. My argument in this video is that SEBI has not put in place any checks and balances to prevent manipulation that has happened every time it is messed around with minimum public shareholding norm. For starters, long ago it used to be 60% public holding, came down to 40% in the 80s when I became a reporter, came down to 25% and 10%, especially after IT companies lobbied in the late 90s. And it goes up and down. At one time, they threatened to increase it to 35. Nobody listens, least of all PSU companies, the government companies. And yet the government tinkers. What happened is you had a big scam during the dotcom boom, taking advantage of this because a whole bunch of dubious companies took advantage. Now, to my mind, the integrity of the market is determined by adequate public float. When you have that, when you are careful about what you put into F&O, only then you don't have a Jane Street kind of episode, which also is another allegation that SEBI has made right away. So listen to this video about why this could be a problem for you, and be careful when you invest in IPOs, because take all these factors into account and check if your mutual funds are taking them into account as well, because not everything justified as being good for the market is necessarily good for investors, and investors have no say today because corporate lobbies dominate. If you agree, watch the video and subscribe. Thank you.